I see a lot of entrepreneurs that they're trying to make money and they don't worry about the value and they don't worry about the impact they're generating. And that's why you have impact all over your book. And it's all about really having a positive impact. And there's entrepreneurs that they really start with a problem. And Peter Diamandis always says, if you want to create $1 billion company, solve $1 billion problem, right? So find a problem that you can fix and then fix it. And that's how you make money. So let's talk about building companies. What's the right mindset as an entrepreneur to build a company and then be able to sell with love? The things I think if you start a company with the wrong principles, then the selling is going to be complicated and it's going to be hard. If you start the company with the right principles, then it's easy to sell after that. So what have you seen behind the selling in the principles of the company that makes sense?
Yeah. So in the way that I explain selling with love, there's 5 different loves of selling that I think people need to think about. And there are some foundational loves that you have to go towards before you even start loving the process of selling. So, you speak about people that the biggest thing that they're trying to solve is maybe more abundance in their own life. They want to be rich, they want to make money, all that stuff, which is very self-centered. And I usually don't give it in this order, but for the sake of explaining in your case, so if all you do is fall in love with the process of selling, you can make a lot of money when you don't care. But as I mentioned earlier, there is an energy exchange that happens anyways. And if you're coming from that place of pride when you sell, isn't it fascinating that when you see people that go with that kind of intention and are selling aggressively without taking any responsibility for the outcome of their sales, there seems to be some sort of correlation around substance abuse, addiction issues, mental health issues, because the cost is stored somewhere on you. And if you're not wanting to face the reality of the responsibility that comes with every sale, we usually find ways to distract and numb ourselves to not face that reality. So I'm going to leave that there for those who might be trying to choose, let's say, the dark side of selling, because here's the truth. If you don't care and you learn psychology in the process of selling, you can have success up to a point, but it's going to come at a cost. So
it'll buy back no matter what.
Something's going to pay up to balance that equation, right? So if you're trying to set up...
You and I were talking about this before the recording of the episode, and how we see entrepreneurs that they try to fake it until they make it, but they're really faking it all the time. And there's some that start with a really good intention. At the beginning, they have to push it up a little bit, but that behind they have a lot of value. They really add a big or solve a big problem.
See, the values of the company will be driven by the values of the leader. And, you teach this so much at Growth Institute, and the same comes to your sales values. So I always say, okay, the 3 things you need to get through before you even start thinking about loving the process of selling, which is an important process, if not the most important process when you get started, because guess what? No sale, no revenue, no business, right? You have to love the impact, love the client, and love the product. That's like the first 3 loves you got to have if you're going to go out there and try to build a business. The impact has everything to do about the problem you want to solve. What's the difference you want to make? Going back to Peter Diamandis, what's the $1 billion problem you want to solve? Because then you'll get yourself a $1 billion business that can actually solve it. Loving the client is actually about understanding who specifically you're trying to solve and how does that problem manifest in their life. Because you can have a solution for a person that's at a very early stage, or you can have a solution, the same one, offered to a Fortune 500 company. The way they will value that solution is very different, and so that'll impact your entire business model. But you have to understand it, because if you're going for that equation where what you offer is more than what you ask in return, who you sell to is a massive variable to that equation.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? And then only once you know the problems you want to solve and who you want to solve it for, can you actually design a product or an offer or a service, whatever you want to label that, as your third love, which is there. You don't fake it till you make it. You make it. Awesome. Fantastic. And once you have that really figured out, then you sell the shit out of it because it's amazing.